Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome to a brand new series. And yes, the title is correct, this is Farmville. This map is actually called Farmville Valley, which I think is just amazing. And as I said at the end of the last series, I was getting a little bit fed up with Farming Simulator, and a lot of you said this in the comments, you know, you'd like me to try to find a way to recapture the magic that has been here for so long, and it's understandable that things might grow a bit stale after so many years. I was looking through the maps, and I've got a couple of maps actually picked out that I want to do a series on that I thought could be quite interesting. Just let me do whatever I want, pretty much. I have specifically gone for some US-based maps, because I've said before I don't particularly like them, but I know that several of you would like to see me try them, so I thought, well, I will try a map. But then, perusing through the maps, I found one called Farmville Valley. This is Farmville Valley. And I thought to myself, what better way to recapture the magic than do something that is very much me? Find a map that is titled after something that many people love in this world, but also many people love to hate in this world. Farmville is thrown around. The name, yes, I am going quite fast. I've got 4 times speed on just while I run around. Farmville is a name that is thrown around in the Farming Simulator community as something of a derogatory term, which made me instantly want to play the map. That was the first impulse. It's called Farmville, therefore I want to play it. That was it. But those of you who have been here for a while, you probably know by now that I'm somewhat contrary in nature. So, naturally, this is something that called to me and called to the depths of my soul. So I'm just going to show you the map. We have got, right here, the Farmville map. Now, to start off with, we have a piece of land over here. We've got a couple of machines. Map overview. We've got a cattle pen that exists already. We own a biogas plant already, and there's a bioheat thing over here as well. So it's kind of set up to start things off a little bit, and they also have given us the field over here to start with, which is a little bit bizarre. It's way off on its own, on its lonesome down there. I don't quite know why it's set up like that. Anyway, the land is, I feel, reasonably priced. It is 128,000 for that big piece there. We've got a whole piece of mountain right here, 271,000. So I was trying to think, what could we do with this map? We've got, it's just really rough ground over here. So let me just run through the valley over here. I won't look around. You know what the town looks like. You've seen it before in the Alpine series. It is the Alpine map. They've taken it and repurposed it, and they've actually done a really good job of it, I think. So we've got the various buildings and so on from the Alpine map just in here, and then we've got the rest, you know, it's Farmville. So we've got this rather wonderful map. And I do really genuinely like this map. I think this is a really cool map. It's a small map, which wasn't actually what I intended to do to start with. Let's put up the little map down there. It wasn't what I intended to do to start with. It's going to do something a bit bigger. But I thought, no, this would actually be fun. And this could be interesting to do as a series. Now, all of the mountain around here is really rough mountain. So it's going to discourage a whole load of terraforming. However, I'm not going to rule it out. I'm not saying that I won't do it, but I'm not saying that I will do it either. What am I going to do for the series? Well, this was it. Like, some of you said, yes, goals would be really good. You pick a few things out. Some of you said, don't go for goals, just get into a map and play. I might do that next time. I was kind of wanting some goals on this map. I thought it would be a good map to work with some goals. So we've got a chicken pen right here. And we do have a couple of machines. We've got a round baler over here with a wrapper built into it. There's a mower. There's a seed drill. We've got a weeder that's also got the planting facility on it. There's a small CLAAS tipping trailer right there, which looks exactly like a Britain's CLAAS tipping trailer that I have had since I was a small boy. Mostly broken, but it still looks exactly the same as it, which is why I love those trailers. And there's a couple of tractors in the shed. So we've got one in there with a front loader on it. This one is a Zeta. And then we've got a very big Bredel fertilizer spreader on it over there. And then we've got a nice little Izeki over here, the T Japan V, which I haven't driven an Izeki for a very long time. I did drive one a long time ago. And there's a stump grinder thingy right here, which I don't really want. I'll probably get rid of. But I do want to keep that tractor because I just think it looks cool. I have 2.1 million because I've taken out a loan of 2 million. And that's right there. So we've got chickens in here. There's a cattle pen in there, which we can go and do. It's the other side of the road. Over there, we can go and put some cows in there. That one will take up to 80 cows if we want to. So I very likely will do something with that. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet and how I'm going to do it. 22, this field here we don't own. I'm not planning on doing anything with cotton. So although there is cotton planted in some of the fields, if I end up getting it, I won't do anything with it. This piece of land right here is not ours, I don't believe. Have a look. Oh, yes, it is. We own everything up around the top, and so we can go into this flat area here, and we can clear trees away if we want to. I don't know if I'm going to do that yet. I'm not ruling that one out. I might decide to do it. I probably won't be chopping down timber and selling stuff. If we go and I press F12 and I look into this bit, there is actually an option that you can set here somewhere. Where is it? Delete objects input. That's the one right there. Basically, if I turn that one on right there, and then I look at a tree like this, if you look away, there, see? And then I can just press the button and it delete the tree. So if I do it, it'll probably end up doing it like that because it's a lot easier and a lot faster, and I don't really want to be doing forestry. So anyway, what do I want to do with this series other than just be able to say that I've done a series in Farmville? Well, I was actually wondering about this. Like, I've got all of the mods that I have. I haven't gone through and just picked out realistic ones. I've just allowed all mods apart from a couple that really change gameplay a lot. Where are we here? Right, so what I was thinking is I think that a good target, I'm going to ignore root crops and cotton and sugarcane. I'm thinking a good target is everything from here up, 100,000 of each in storage. That's my target, to have 100,000 of each in storage, which is going to be made slightly more difficult because I'm still going to keep those random events running. I'm also aiming for 100,000 litres of milk and also eggs, although I don't know how we can have eggs in storage, so maybe we'll ignore the eggs bit and the wool bit, but we will say milk because we could get some of that somewhere. So milk possibly, but certainly the crops up here, 100,000 of each in storage and clear our loan. So we got something fairly simple to work towards, I feel. I might or might not put 1 or 2 productions going, but I'm not going to be focusing on lots and lots of productions. I don't want to do that. 1 or 2 I feel could be interesting, and it could sort of keep things alive. There is one particular coffee thing right here that you can see, and that is a new mod that I just added in. And that one is one that I would like to add in, and I want to get 100,000 litres of one of those. Or, well, see, I don't know if I will. We'll see how that one works out, because I don't know what it's going to be like. But you got coffee production right there. There's a coffee production mod. You put in fuel, and you put in raw beans, and you get out roasted beans. And then you can go and take those beans, and you can sell them in a selling point. It does actually have one with the pack. Chicken, Christmas, it does actually put these in alphabetical order, which is good at least. Right there, so the coffee shop does take those, and there's a few other bits that it will take as well. And then in the greenhouses, in order to get the coffee beans, you do actually need to grow them in greenhouses. So we've got somewhere, multi-crop, hydroponics, fruit greenhouse, coffee production. You got that one there. You got to put in liquid fertilizer and water, and you get the beans coming out. So It's not a crop that you grow in a field, but I kind of like the idea of doing that. And then we've got a biogas plant here that we already own, so we could put some silage in here and do something with that. I know I was doing that literally in the last series, so I'm not really sure about that one. I might end up selling it all. But that's what we've got. So we have 2 tractors, and we have a few things, but we don't have a combine, so we would need to go and buy a combine. I'm thinking that we're going to start off with buying, well, see, field 1 all the way down there seems a little bit odd being where it is. We're in August at the moment, so we've got grass right there. Field 15 is grass, and we have cows over here. We have an area of land there that I could turn into grass, close to the cows. We might work on that a bit later. I was seriously considering having as a target removing the area in the middle. If we go to farmland, area 28 right there is 250,000, and area 23 over there is another 173,000. We're looking at 400,000 thereabouts in order to buy that big chunk. I don't know what's in between field 4, 3, 2, etc. and here, if it's river or not, but I was kind of thinking that a long-term goal in the series could be to level as much of this as possible. We do have free landscaping though, so it would just be buying it and then leveling it, but we got to take all the trees off first. I don't want to have landscaping that's going to be paid for. It's just going to drag things out too much. Turn that into a big field, so that's a possibility. I don't really know about that. That's just something that I was kind of toying with in the back of my head as to whether or not I actually wanted to do it or not. Map overview. Over here, we've got a sawmill that we could go and buy. I don't really want to get into the forestry bit, so I'm kind of thinking that we've got grass there that would allow us to get cows fairly early on. We could also go and buy this one. So if I was to buy this one right here, let's get that one. That's 47,000. We've got some grass up there in that field, which we want to turn into hay. So we want hay or silage for cows to start with, and that allows us to sort of get started with them fairly quickly. And then I guess we could keep field 1, and if we just get these little fields here, this will allow us to have a bit of variety in various different crops. And they're also fairly cheap. So we could go through and we could buy a whole load of these, like this, and that one, and then this little one here, yes, and I want 17 there, yes. Right, I don't think I want any more at the moment. So field 5 is cotton. I don't want to do cotton, so that one will just plow back in. Field 4 is, I believe, sorghum. Field 3 looks like it's canola. Field 2 is oats. Field 17 doesn't have anything. That could just be... Actually, it's not even grass. It is just unplowed. It's not got anything on it. So field 4 is either sorghum or potato. It doesn't appear to be any sorghum on the map anywhere. It is potatoes, and so is field 22. I don't want to do potatoes. I've got no interest in doing potatoes in this series. They take too long, and they're just irritating. So we'll plow those in. Now, we don't have a plow at the moment. Settings that I've got. I'm going to keep the 4x run speed. It just speeds things up. We can get around a little bit better. I have... Basically, I'm keeping the easy economy on here. I think that's going to be a bit more interesting for us. It's not going to drag things out unnecessarily. Crop destruction is off. Periodic ploughing I've got on. No stone, no lime, and no weeds. And not buying anything with there. And the trailer fill limit, I'm getting rid of that one as well, because that just irritates me. So I've got one front-mounted mower there. I haven't got any others. I kind of want to... We've got a... Well, we can... Actually, we've got a mower that we can use on this one. So what we'll do is if we unhitch this one and we leave this one here in the shed. I know this isn't quite what some of you were expecting and wanting. You were wanting something slightly bigger scale, and I'm going to do that after I've done this one. I just seen the name, I just seen the Farmville map, and I just thought, you know what? I need to do this. I absolutely need to do this. This isn't about just, I want to do it, you know, it might be fun. As soon as I seen the name Farmville, I thought, yeah, okay, well, I'm definitely just going to at least have a look around the map and see what it's got to offer. Had a look around the map, and I thought, you know what, actually, this map is quite good. I like the map. And so, yeah, I've got to do this. This is entirely for me and all about my enjoyment of the game and trying to reignite it a little bit, which is what all of you said you wanted me to do anyway. So here we are playing Farmville, which I just love. I'm not going to call this. Farming Simulator is a different game that other people play. I don't know what Farming Simulator is. Never heard of it. I'm playing Farmville right here. See, this here, see, is Farmville. So if I was to try and level off that great big mountain there, that would take a lot of work. We could always try and turn some of these fields into a bit more. Let me know in the comments if you do want me to chop down a tree or two and actually sell it as trees, or if you think I should just, you know, delete them quick, get rid of them, and then we don't need to worry about them. So we would just sidestep that little bit of gameplay, focus on the farming. I mostly want to focus on farming in this. You know, I'm busy racing along a road here. I've got no idea where the shop actually is. Let's have a look. It would probably help if I knew where it was. We have got this one, it's the field size calculator, and we've also got this one, the time-saving stock check, except we don't have any stock, so it doesn't really make any difference. Oh, there's the shop. Actually, the vehicle shop is, I think, the same place the vehicle shop was in the, yeah. I mean, yes, it looks slightly different, admittedly, but it's still the same place. Well, sort of the same place. I think it was kind of there, and now it's been moved a little bit, but this is the farm shop now. Clever Motors. Awesome. Right. So I came all this way because I wanted to buy a mower, and that's the first thing. I've got one front-mounted mower, and I want something that's going to be a little bit more. We've got something like that one. I actually... yeah, I'm not spending that much money on a mower. I actually really like the idea of having something... This one is going to require too much horsepower compared to what we've got at the moment. So I kind of like that idea. But I don't think we'll do that just at the moment. I like the idea of having a trailed mower. And that Kubota one right there is 4 meters wide. I've got the Izeki tractor, which is a Japanese one. This one is 82 horsepower. This requires 200 horsepower. That's insane. 10 meters wide. A bigger tractor wouldn't hurt, and we've got the money for it. All right, let's get a bigger tractor. We'll go for a medium tractor in here. What are we going to go for? Is there a medium Kubota tractor that would go with the Kubota mowers? That would actually be pretty cool. That one goes up to 200 horsepower. All right. Kubota it is. Let's have a look and see what we've got here. HIJK there. Kubota! Right, so we've got little tiny ones, small ones, medium ones, and then various other machines. The Kubota pack had quite a lot of stuff in it, didn't it? Huh. Cool. Right, so it's this one here, which goes up to 200 horsey powers, horsey powers, and this one requires 200 horsey powers. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go for a huge, great, big mower setup. That's what we're doing right here. So that one there, what is the one next to it? That goes to 168, and that is 141. So this is, without a doubt, the biggest tractor. I don't like those bits sticking out there. I'm not a fan of that. We do want to go to the 201 right there. That's 200 horsepower. That's as big as it gets. Wheel brand standards. Front weight is 3-point, which we will keep. Front loader attacher, not on this one. No. GPS, actually, yes, we will add in a GPS system on this one. And the wheels, we've got wheel weights. I don't know. That's for doubles. That's for the doubles, and I don't like it. I don't like the way that it sticks out like that. I know that it's not realistic at all, but I really want a great big windrower kind of like this. Now, this one gives us every type of color that you can possibly... Wow. What is it? Old Citadel Gloss. Jungle Fever. Okay, the bright red. I think we can go with the bright red. I don't think anyone's going to complain about that. And then if we go with a bit of yellow as well, that is a really nice combination. I really like that. That's a good combination, and I don't think anyone's going to complain about that one. I mean, it looks a bit more like Pottinger than it does Kuhn, but we'll go with that. So there's another little toy that we've got. Plow. I want a plow. I want a small plow so that I can plow. There's a couple fields that we don't want that have got the current crop in, so we're going to want something that we can use. And then we've got a little tiny tractor, so we've got to take that into account. And we can do this with a standard type of plow, or we can do it with some kind of chisel plow approach like that. I don't really want to do a chisel plow, although the standard plow approach is more difficult because the tractors that we've got. So I got that one is... Actually, how many horsepower? It's 170 horsepower. That's actually just not too bad. 5-furrow reversible agromass plow right there. Looks actually pretty cool. And then we got universal or slatted moldboards. We'll go with the universal moldboards. We'll just take those. And working speed at 12 kilometers an hour, I think, is... What are the other working speeds that plows have? Are they all 12? Let's just double check on that, because I'm not entirely sure. We've got a Kubota plow there. And they do look to be 12. That one was 10. 12, 12... 12. All right, 12. 12 does seem to be. So we will go with the 12. Won't change anything else. There's nothing else that we can change the wheels a little bit if we want to. I'll go with the standard wheels. Right, so I'll buy that one there. So we have a few different toys that we have now gone and bought. We've got one here for this tractor. I don't have a front weight. I'm going to need a front weight to compensate for the plow that we now have. I don't know if this one's too big or not. It's a 1-ton weight. And I deliberately picked out the Massey Ferguson red. It doesn't have a Zeta red there anywhere, but the Massey is probably the closest one to it. Slightly brighter than the tractor, but that front weight doesn't look too out of place on this tractor. So we'll back this one up and we'll get this plow going. There we go. And he actually looks like he's going to be all right with that plow. I think this is going to be a good combination, this. So we can fold that one up. Now, I would like to plow up field 4, because that one had Tatey Pose in it. And I'm also going to want to plow up field 5 because of the cotton, and field 22, which is also the Tatey Pose. So we will go and get started on one of the smaller fields so that we can get that one out of the way. I suppose the other thing that I should do, because I've only got 1 day a month, so I'm just going to slow the time down. We're already at lunchtime now. Crop types, growth. Right, so 2 and 3 are actually both ready to harvest. Field 15, the grass field that we now own, is not actually ready to cut yet, so we don't need to worry about that one until tomorrow. We are going to want to get some harvesting underway, which means we want to buy a combine. Now, Farmville, typically you would buy, you had a small machine and then you had to upgrade it. So I'm kind of wondering if we should play along the same lines and do Farmville farming. If we're gonna, if we're playing Farmville, then we need to kind of, at least adhere to the rules a little bit. I know that we're not exactly playing it, but you get the idea. So I've got those 2 fields there that we need to harvest. That's fine. We'll probably harvest those and then sell the grain in the autumn. Or in the winter. Now, I've been wondering what I was going to do about... Let's turn off the... Huh. Oh, I guess that's grass everywhere? Yeah, that's the grass that's everywhere. I've been wondering what to do, because, I was thinking about maybe we do some coffee or something like that. Most of these things here I'm just ignoring. I'm not going to have anything to do with them. Not quite sure how I've still got those donuts in there. They shouldn't be. Neither should the cookies. It's base game kind of stuff was what I was going to look at, and possibly thinking that we would go, because some of you said that, you know, don't necessarily rule out doing any productions. And I was thinking about this, and I was thinking, well, if we were to have a mill so that we could make some flour, then we can turn the flour into bread. So you've got, it's a double line on there, and I rather like the idea of the farm producing its own bread. This is quite a common thing. The other thing that a lot of farms do is produce butter or cheese, rather than just selling milk. And so that's another thing that I was considering doing. I don't want to make cake, because by the time you get into cake, you are bringing in a whole load of different ingredients, and you're mixing ingredients everywhere. It just takes too long. So I was kind of thinking flour followed by bread. That is a nice, simple production line that we could go and do, and I think it would work really well. The other crops that we grow, we can grow them in order to sell them. So wheat, barley, oat, I think is, and possibly sorghum for flour. Canola would just be sold. Olives and grapes, well, I said I want 100,000 of each. I'm excluding those. I don't want to do them. Sunflower, soybeans, this is all stuff that we would just sell once we get it. Now, why are you lot all hanging around like that? Being a bit daft. What's going on? Whoa, 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 whoa. Let me just have a look in this field over here. Over here. There's a little bit of an error on the map there. That's the first kind of glitchiness thing that I've seen on this map. Like, generally speaking, this map seems to be done really, really well. There's a slight mistake there, but that's easy enough to fix, actually. What you need to do is you just go into this. We go to landscaping, because I've got a mod that allows me to do landscaping anywhere, and you take that one, the soften one. This is the only one that doesn't delete plants. If you use anything else, the plants will be deleted, and we don't want to do that. So you just bring that one in, and you can just soften the edge of that line that we've got there. And I mean, yes, this field isn't even ours at the moment, but if we did decide to buy it, we don't want edges that look like that. Right, that's a little bit better. It may still have some issues in there somewhere, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Right, so I want to go in here. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.